From SF Land, this is Dorking Out, a podcast for people who love to dork out about movies, TV, and everything pop culture.
Welcome to Dorking Out. My name is Sonia Mansfield, and joining me is my podcasting sister from another mister and the co-host of Dorking Out, Margo D. Hello, my friend.
You don't own me. Hello.
Hello. This week we are dorking out about 1996's The First Wives Club, starring Diane Keaton, Bette Midler, and Goldie Hawn, and a bunch of other people that we will mention later. And did you know it's directed by one of the Hugh Wilson, who is the creator of one of our favorite TV shows?
WKRP in Cincinnati, yes.
That's right. Yeah. We need to do a whole episode about WKRP in Cincinnati.
I would totally be into that.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. But we're not here to talk about WKRP in Cincinnati. We're going to talk about The First Wives Club. So my first question is, it's based on a book. Did you read the book?
No, absolutely. I actually didn't. I forgot it was based on a book. And as soon as I noticed that, I'm like, oh, I wonder if we should do this for book versus movie. The woman that wrote it, Olivia Goldsmith, very interesting. She wrote this book and then she died a few years later having plastic surgery. She had like a heart attack. Yeah.
So she was the Goldie Hawn character.
No, she was the sort of this Goldie Hawn character for the time, but she didn't make it. I was just trying to think of like who's the other character, but she took her own life. Stockard Channing.
Right. Yeah. That's so sad.
I know, it's really sad.
And it's scary to me that people die during plastic surgery.
What a way to go.
I know, right?
Elective surgery?
Right?
What?
I can't, as someone who's had a few surgeries in my day, none of them elective. I can't imagine electing to do surgery.
It's beyond me.
It sucks.
It's beyond, especially like something that requires like several weeks of recovery and things like that. No.
Yeah, but no judgment. I'm sorry, Olivia.
No.
That sucks. Apparently, there's also a new TV series based on The First Wives Club on BET Plus streaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah, produced by Tracy Oliver. She also did the movie Girls Trip, which I actually really like. Girls Trip. I thought it was super funny. I don't know. I'm not going to sign up for another streaming service, so I'm not going to watch it. But I just thought the timing was good timing on our part. Total coincidence, by the way, you guys. A real, actual coincidence. This was on our list. Unrelated to this TV series that literally came out last week.
It's been on our list forever, and then I noticed it was on Amazon Prime, so I was like, we should just do it while it's still there because it's free.
I know, it's my favorite. So, in case you guys don't know what First Wives Club is about, Goldie Hawn, Bette Midler, and Diane Keaton are old friends and who reconnect after one of their other like old friends kills herself. Her husband has left her for a much younger woman, and she just decides to end it all. And then the three of them get together at the funeral, and they get drunk, and they start talking about their marriages, and all of their marriages are over. All of their husbands left them for younger women, and they decide to not just get, revenge, but to get everything, as Ivana Trump says in the movie. And so they form like a little club and they work together to kind of get their revenge and things like that. And it's a comedy and I really liked it. I hadn't seen it in a long time. Did you see it in the theater?
I think I did see it in the theater. I know I enjoyed it. I've seen it on TV many, many times. It's just one of those movies that shows up quite a bit and it's always enjoyable. And I think their chemistry is so great.
Yeah.
I think the three of them, Bette Midler, Goldie Hawn, Diane Keaton, they are so funny together. And I love the other characters that are involved. And it makes New York look great. And it's a fun movie and it's a great message.
Yeah, it's super fun. And there's just a ton of people in it that I had forgotten. So you're watching it and you're like, who? Stephen Collins is one of the husbands, and he's the dad from like Seventh Heaven. He's a creep.
Yeah, he's a total creep. I was just going to say, I looked it up before. Yeah. He admitted to having sexual relationships with minors
Yes.
in like the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yes.
But he apologized to one of them, so,
So all's forgiven. No, I don't
Yeah.
think all is forgiven. It's so crazy. Then he's like playing this like wholesome dad on that wholesome
Seventh Heaven.
It's so ridiculous. Anyway, he's one of the husbands. Victor Garber from Alias and various other things that you would recognize him from. Plays another one, plays Goldie Hawn's husband, and then Dan Hedaya. I love Dan Hedaya. I love him. He plays the dad in Clueless. He plays Bette Midler's ex-husband. I love him. He's one of those people that when he shows up, you're like, yay. He also played Richard Nixon.
In Dick.
In Dick.
And Maggie Smith, who was old then.
I know.
And
was Maggie
still
Smith,
with us.
Was she never not old?
I wonder.
She's always old.
Yeah, I think it's her. And I'm trying to think of the guy from Cocoon, Wilford Brimley.
Oh my God.
They just were always old.
Yeah, even when she's like, Maggie Smith was probably the same age she could have been the same age as Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler and Diane Keaton, and she still looks like she's 70. It's so weird, but she's rad. Like, I love Maggie Smith.
Oh no, she's wonderful. Sarah Jessica Parker is the younger wife the younger woman.
Yeah.
That wooed away Bette Midler's husband. We have. Let me look at this. Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah, Showgirls.
Who's great.
Yeah, plays Victor Garber's young lover, and then Marcia Gay Harden.
She's in here, and she's also the lover and then we have Bronson Pinchot.
I was like, I couldn't believe
great.
Bronson Pinchot was in this. I'd forgotten.
Yeah, he's great. And then Eileen Hackert. She's in here. She was a million years old. Philip Bosco's in this thing. Like Heather Locklear. We had a Heather Locklear sighting. It's incredible.
They got these really great people for not very big parts. Like Stockard Channing is, you feel really sad for her at the beginning of this movie, and she's only in it for like 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But she kind of hangs all over the whole movie. But like, it's really sad. But there's just like everyone. Like every part has a face you'd recognize. You're like, it's that guy. It's her. Oh, look. Cool. It's just, I just really, really enjoyed it. And there's such funny lines in this movie. Just even like they go to the funeral and they're at dinner together or having drinks and they're confronting Goldie Hawn, who's like an actress who's aging. So I think she's 45 in the movie, which by the way is younger than me right now.
I know, exactly. We're almost the age of these women now. They're like 50 in the movie.
And she's aging out of the roles she wants to play in Hollywood, and she says like there's only like 3 ages of women in show business. You're the babe, you're a district attorney, or you're driving Miss Daisy.
Yes.
But they're confronting her about plastic surgery, and she's denying it, of course. But she's got these huge, like, collagen-filled, like, baked lips. It's so obvious that she's had something done. And then she's just like, I've been freshened up a little bit. A little bit. So she's really, really funny in this movie.
I think she's the all-star. I think she has to do everything.
Yeah.
She has to do physical comedy. She has to do drama. She has to be sexy, and she has to play the second fiddle at times. And you root for her the whole time, even though, she's narcissistic and problematic. She's got her issues, but she's great. She's cold. I mean, when do you not like Goldie Hawn? She's always when she's turning on the charm.
Yeah.
There's just nobody better.
If you don't like Goldie Hawn, then you've got a cold, dead heart.
You do.
She is a national treasure, and I will not hear any different.
No.
Her and Kurt Russell, they're national treasures. We should have them like carved into a mountain in Hollywood. Like a Mount Rushmore in Hollywood. Because they are awesome. We need to talk about Overboard. That's stupid that we've waited this long.
It's got to happen.
I hate myself.
Stop it. And Diane Keaton is great.
Yeah, and this was post baby boom, but pre like kind of all those. it's kind of hard to believe that this isn't like a Nancy Meyers movie.
I was almost going to say that. I thought for sure she would have her fingerprints on here somewhere, but she doesn't, because we also know because they don't have a great kitchen.
That's right.
They're perfectly okay, but no.
There is no kitchen porn in this movie. I hate it.
None.
But yeah, this was like pre Something's Gotta Give and those type of movies that Diane, I almost said Annie Hall, but she also plays an Annie in this movie. That Diane Keaton started playing a lot. The Something's Gotta Give, and what was the other one? There was another one. Anyway.
Yeah.
She's really great. She's really funny. She plays someone like super high strung and controlling, and it turns out her husband's sleeping with the therapist, and I was really angry. He's such a scumbag in real life and in the movie.
Yes, I agree.
Like, I actually think he might be the worst of the three husbands. Don't you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah, you wonder, because also Annie was just so in love with him and would have done anything for him. I don't understand why. Well, I don't know.
I think he's the worst because Annie wouldn't let go. Like, she was in total denial. But also the idea that he's sleeping with their therapist is like a huge betrayal on top of sleeping with someone else. Like, they're teaming up against her, I guess. And
yeah, absolutely.
And he takes her out for dinner and she thinks they're getting back together, and he sleeps with her and says like, I love you and all this stuff. But then he's like, I want a divorce. And I'm like, what a piece of shit. I think he's the worst one.
He is the worst one. And he also like runs some ad agency, but he doesn't like include her into it. And then she takes over the agency and she kicks ass.
Yeah, of course.
And you're like really excited. And they have a daughter named Chris, who's a lesbian, which is like a big thing in this movie.
That's the part where I was
God.
like, it's so dated, that part. It's like, I'm waiting for a special family occasion to tell him that I'm gay.
And she says, I'm a lesbian. A big one.
I'm a big lesbian.
It's like, okay, calm down.
Yeah. I'm like, it's so weird. And then Bette Midler is hilarious and awesome as her character's named Brenda, and she's the one who kind of did all this work to make her husband successful. And then, of course, once he gets really successful, he leaves her for Sarah Jessica Parker, who I think was like working as his assistant or something.
She looks great in the movie.
Yeah, she does.
She is at her hottest, I think.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh yeah.
Or Bette Midler.
Both. Bette has like a makeover. Like I said, first she's a little bit schlumpy.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she's looking better. Supposedly, she wasn't very nice to the director.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
and I don't know why.
Don't do that to Hugh.
Yeah, he was a gifted person.
I think so too. But there's this great scene where Bronson Pinchot's character kind of drags her into this department store to buy some new clothes for herself, and she's like, I'm not doing it. And there's like kind of this undertone. They just hint at it a little bit that she's bigger. Like she feels like clothes aren't for her.
Right.
That these nice clothes aren't for her because she's a little bit bigger or whatever. And so she goes into the store and she runs into Morty and Sarah Jessica Parker, and he's buying her all these like little dresses that are super expensive, and of course she has the great line like, can't you afford her a whole dress? Because the dresses are so little. And then Sarah Jessica Parker makes this like fat joke, like maybe we could find it in your size, like makes a joke about like that she's big or whatever, and you could see like how heartbroken she is and how much that stings. And that hits home, I think, for a lot of women. Like, all women are sensitive about their weights and insecure, and it's the reason that trolls on Twitter always immediately like, well, you're fat. Like,
right.
It's like
you're old or you're fat. Yeah.
That's their huge burn, Anyway, that scene is really sad. And the movie's so interesting because it has these very like pratfall-y physical comedy, like we're out on a scaffolding and it's falling and all this stuff.
And the couple that says, Elise, you look great.
Yeah.
Everybody always tells her how great she looks. She's like, oh, thank you. And then it continues to fall.
That part was really funny. But then there's these little moments that are really like hard or sad or sweet. So I don't know. The movie has just, I sound like Stefan right now. This movie has everything.
It has scaffolding and dresses and ennui.
What does he say? Jerfs. It's German Smurfs.
But it really truly does like have moments where you really care about them as humans. They are vulnerable people. And when they kind of find themselves, when they come up with their mission, like first we're going to screw over the husbands because of what they did to us. And we're all rooting for them for that. And then they're like, we're going to create a nonprofit and create a place where women can go and feel safe. Like that's what we're going to do with our passion, with our time, with the money that we have now. And they are all in on it. And that's like incredible. I love a good montage and that whole thing, you know, sisters are doing it for themselves and they're getting their shit together. It's great. But like just before that, like Elise has a really bad alcohol problem and they really, it's hurting every area of her life and they confront her about it and she gets her shit together and Diane Keaton becomes more confident and Bette Milder becomes more confident and her son goes through his bar mitzvah and he does really well. Like, you root for them. You like them so much.
Yeah, I do like them so much. It's really, I love the montage too. Sisters are doing it for themselves. Like, I'm like, of course this song is in this movie. Of course it is.
It was created to be a montage someday.
Yes.
They knew that when they made it.
Absolutely. One of the things that made me laugh, not because it was necessarily funny, but just I was like, what? At first, I didn't understand, why do they need an office for their First Wives Club? They make it like a priority. Like, we're going to do this thing, and we're going to get revenge on our husbands. And then they're like, but now we need an office space. I'm like, do you? You all have homes in New York. Like, you can just do it there in the living room. It's fine. You don't need an office, but okay. That's fine. Yeah. Eventually, they turn that office into their rehabilitation center, which I honestly had forgotten was going to be a thing. But at first, I wrote in my notes, like, why do they need an office? I also wanted to mention, like Spice Girls Wannabe came out like around this time. And that's when like girl power became a thing with the Spice. This was like right before like girl power became a big thing, I think.
Yeah, no, this movie came out and there was like two other movies that were released at the same time and they were like male action movies and the movie studio didn't even really put any marketing into it. They just kind of were like, let's just throw it out there and see what happens. And then it became the #1 movie.
Yeah.
And people, all the women and all the gays went to it and supported it. And people are always shocked when that happens. Like, what? People come out to things? Like, women want to see a movie? And it's like, yeah, we want to see a good movie with other women, being funny and doing all kinds of things. And all three of them wanted to do a sequel. And the movie studio just never got around to it.
It's because they're assholes.
Because of huge assholes, yeah.
Yeah, we have the same... Hollywood has the same discussion like every year. They release some movie that stars... it's a cast of women. It makes a shit ton of money. And then we'll get a story in Entertainment Weekly that says, are female-led movies the new hot thing in Hollywood or something like that?
Think pieces.
Like, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You say this shit every year. So they say it when First Wives Club comes out. They say it when like Bridesmaids come out. They say it when Girls Trip comes out. Any movie that is really about like women and female relationships and things like that, and it makes money, Hollywood's like, what? Oh my gosh, hold on. I have to close my door. I'm going to do a little clap.
Okay.
Sorry, somebody decided to do yard work or something, and they're running a buzzsaw. Okay.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I'll do another clap. Okay. We're back. When they do that intervention for Elise for her drinking, I love the line, I do have feelings. I'm an actress. I have them all. And then like it turns into like a slap fight, which I'd also forgotten about. And I was like, that seemed a little, I was like, come on, ladies. We don't need to slap each other. And then we get another montage, but this time it's a sad song montage with like Billy Porter, like a Billy Porter song, and they're all sad.
And they miss each other, and they're figuring it out, and then they make up, and then they put their plan into action. I wanted to say, like, I think Elizabeth Berkley is adorable.
She
in
is
this
so
movie.
adorable. Everybody drink.
Everybody drink. I think she's great. I think she's super funny. It was the right thing for her to do after Showgirls. I think this was a perfect part for her.
I feel bad for Elizabeth Berkley. She got the shaft. She didn't deserve that. Showgirls
slut shamed.
Yeah. And Showgirls was not her problem. Like,
it wasn't her fault.
It's not her fault.
It was a big part, and she went for it. She was a young actress, and I think the same way. I feel the same way.
I'm like, that movie it's something, but it's not her fault.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on.
There's a lot to talk about there. We could probably put that one on the list, but it's not her fault. And I think it's kind of shitty that, I don't know, she became like kind of a punchline.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
she's really cute in this and like really good in the part, and she's very believable. Her scenes with Goldie Hawn are really, really funny. I super love you.
I think Goldie Hawn is just kind of touching her face a little while, like, oh wow, like like that wrinkle free, all that stuff, like just for a second there. But yeah, she turns out to be a big fan and loves her and wants to work with her. But then Goldie gets a theater gig, and Elise does really well. She gets the applause.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, yeah. And Annie takes over the advertising business. And Bette Midler takes over the scene with her husband with the Italian mob.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, sunshine.
Wake up and smell the audit.
It's great. It's a little bit of a, about Italian Americans, a little Sopranos-ish, but it was good.
But I like that Bette Midler's revenge wasn't to like completely destroy him or, no,
she loves him still. That's the problem.
Yeah, she loves him, and she doesn't want to hurt her son. Like he's still a good dad to their son, and I think she kind of respects that they're still a family, whether they're divorced or not. So like there is this threat, like, we're going to send you to jail, but I don't think she was ever really going to go through with it. I think
no. She doesn't want to have him in jail.
Yeah,
and she doesn't deal with all that. But she's going to take over the business and run it ethically.
Right.
And also then they're going to have their women's shelter, and all of the women in their lives, their moms and their daughters and everybody is going to come in and help.
Yeah,
which is great.
It is great, and I don't think they don't blame the women. I think that's something that happened a lot in movies before this, where like if men cheated, like other women would focus on the women, like, and try to get their revenge on, like, she stole my man, like that sort of thing. And I like that this movie isn't about that. It isn't really about getting revenge on the women, because that's ridiculous. Those women have no reason to be faithful to you or not steal your man, I guess. Like, right. They focus their attention, their energy on the men, which I think is the right thing to do. There's a little bit on Sarah Jessica Parker, a little bit, but not really. She's more of a collateral damage.
Well, and Shelley knew what she was doing, and also is very shallow.
Yeah.
And just wants the money and just wants to be in society. I love the thing where she's having lunch with Maggie Smith. And Maggie Smith always just goes, fork. And she'd like to have her to drop the fork. That always makes me laugh, that scene.
Or I usually get like fat-free ranch dressing, but this is good, like restaurant quality dressing. classy. She's so classy. What do you think about the Ivana Trump cameo?
Her and Kathy Lee Gifford showing up at the end. It's very 90s. First of all, I forgot how cute Kathy Lee was when she was young. She's adorable.
Everybody drink.
Everybody drink. Ivana, what a different world it was.
I know. When she was like the most famous, like, first wife you could find, basically.
Yeah.
She really was. And now you see her, though, and you're like, ugh. You just reminded me of the real world, and I hate that.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully the children aren't there, so.
Yeah.
But it is. Oh my God, yeah, because he married Marla right after her, right? And then they got divorced. Yeah.
Yeah, because he had an affair. And
he always did.
Yeah, always. And then was there a wife after Marla before?
No, I think it was Ivana, Marla, and what's her face?
Yeah.
Melania. Sorry.
Oh yeah, her.
I forgot her for a second.
But
yeah, but he was a businessman in New York. That's what he was known for. And she's like a very famous ex-wife because he was cheating on her kind of publicly, and she, got a divorce from him. And I don't know, did she do really well in that divorce or not?
I think she did.
Yeah. They were married a long time.
Yeah, I think she got a lot. She needs to be telling more stories. She could be, although it wouldn't matter. Nobody cares.
It wouldn't change it. Yeah. I mean, but it does feel like very 90s when you see the two of them there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the movie is a little dated in some spots, like we said, like all the stuff with the daughter being a big lesbian.
I like it when she goes to the lesbian bar. It's Leah Delaria. That's it. It's on Goldie Hawn. Because I knew you were gay. You want to dance? She's like, okay.
Like, of course, everyone in the gay bar would love Elise / Goldie Hawn. Of course they would.
I'd ask her to dance.
Of
course.
I'm like, how did Diane Keaton know what gay bar to go to? Was there only one in New York at the time? Is that why?
I don't know, but of course, like her daughter has a friend who tells a joke, but it's like really dumb joke. It's really are you gay too? Yeah, just keep it on Leah Delaria. Get the comedian in there.
Yeah, but that scene was really funny. Like Goldie Hawn just
started dancing.
Yeah,
she didn't care. She loves attention. So
yeah, she doesn't care who she gets it from.
Yeah,
it's so actress.
Yeah.
The movie really does play to the fear of being replaced that I think men and women have, and I think that's why the comedy works, and I think that's why the parts that are a little softer or sad work too, because we all have that feeling. It's like, well, I don't want to be replaced. And seriously, what a fucking nightmare. We've talked before about how humans are the worst monsters.
Yeah,
that's like my nightmare, that you've dedicated your life to, like, I'm married. If I've dedicated my life and tied my life to this person, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm out. That would be awful.
I'm sorry. I met somebody 25 who's awesome.
Yeah. By the way, David would never do that. He would be like,
no.
I'm so tired. I don't have that kind of energy. 25-year-olds want to leave the house.
They want to go out.
They
always want to go out for every meal.
I just want to watch Star Trek Next Generation.
You married well.
I totally did. He's perfect. He just wants to watch Next Generation. What else do we want to say about First Wives Club?
I just think it's a perfect little movie, and I think we need more of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think there's something inspiring about these, 50-something actresses getting a big part in a big movie. And like we said, we want our comedies to have jokes in them. They need jokes, not just slapstick. I mean, jokes.
Yeah, they can't just walk into a room and fall down. That's not funny.
Right.
We need actual jokes. And I like that they do. They get their revenge, quote unquote, but really it's more they get them to pay, is what it is. and they
Yeah.
open this center, and their revenge is opening this center to help other women. But I also like that they do work on themselves to make their lives, to make themselves happier, so that they're not tied to whoever they're with next time. Like they'll be okay no matter what, which I think is a really, really good message.
That and they love and they support each other.
Yeah, they've got
and they've
each
had
other.
a long time friendship, which is really nice.
Yeah, I really liked it. Thanks for putting it on the list.
We need something just super enjoyable once in a while.
Yeah, we do. And boy, the world is just on fire right now. So go watch First Wives Club.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to be cheered up, that's the exact thing to do.
So we've actually done some 96 movies before, so I don't have a list of movies of 96, but I thought you might like to hear about things that were not won the Oscar that year for 96.
Things that won the Oscar, or what didn't win the Oscar?
Did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, please.
So the year First Wives Club came out as 96. So these are the movies that came out in 96 that then won the Oscar. So technically they won it in 97, but you know how it works. So Best Picture was The English Patient.
No.
Boo! We talked about this on What a Creep. Not because there's anything creepy about English Patient. It just randomly came up. We don't like The English Patient, you guys, and we'll probably put it on the list someday.
We talked about in our last What a Creep episode about Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Who is a total creep.
So the other movies nominated is Fargo. Clearly the best movie.
Yeah.
Jerry Maguire. It made me laugh.
Fine.
I'm like, really? The best movie of the year? Secrets and Lies, which I saw and don't remember too much about. It's a Mike Leigh movie. And then Shine.
Oh, God. Yeah, the pianist. He was Jeffrey Rush.
Yeah, so he won the Oscar for Best Actor. Anthony Minghella won Best Director.
Mm-hmm.
Best Actress was Frances McDormand for Fargo.
Yes.
Best Supporting Actor was Cuba Gooding Jr. for Jerry Maguire. I'm like,
you know what? He was great in that movie. Yeah. That was a star-making performance.
He's the best thing in the movie.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure. But there's actually really good. This is interesting. So the other nominees, one of them is William H. Macy for Fargo. He's really great in that. Armin Mueller-Stahl for Shine. Edward Norton for Primal Fear. I loved Primal Fear.
Me too. I love that movie.
And I loved Edward Norton in it. And then James Woods for Ghosts of Mississippi.
He was good in that.
He was, but he's an asshole. And then Best Supporting Actress was Juliette Binoche for The English Patient.
Mm-hmm.
And then Joan Allen for The Crucible was nominated.
Oh my God, my friend worked on that movie.
Oh yeah? Did she have a good experience or bad?
I think it was raining a lot, or it was very muddy. I think that she said
a very dirty movie, like dirt, not dirty like hey dirty, but like ew dirt.
It was a lot of mud, and she did art direction, and she said Daniel Day-Lewis was very nice.
Oh, good, that makes.
And Winona Ryder was a little bit of a whiner, but everybody else was great.
I'd be a whiner too, actually, if I was all dirty.
I hate mud. Yeah, I don't blame her. Yeah,
I don't like to be dirty or hot. So,
like Woodstock, it would be like my hell.
Oh my
being
God,
around like that many people.
No.
Outdoors on a hill.
No.
And muddy and like half of them are naked. Nope.
I would just turn around and walk right back out. I'd walk in and be like, nope.
Walk home.
Just walk. See you guys later. I'll watch the movie.
I'm the misanthropic hippie. I have no time for this.
It's like when people are like, you should go to Burning Man. I'm like, LOL. No, I would never do that. Never. Lauren Bacall was nominated for The Mirror Has Two Faces.
Oh, stop it. Really?
Yeah. I'm like, wow. I think that was one of those, hey, Lauren Bacall's still alive.
Yeah.
Things.
Yes.
By the way, Lauren Bacall's awesome. You know, like,
yeah, she is.
I'm sure she was probably the favorite to win, and she didn't. But Barbara Hershey for Portrait of a Lady, and then Marianne Jean Baptiste for Secrets and Lies.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just mention a couple other random movies. So Sling Blade was nominated for some
Yes.
things. Train Spotting.
Mm-hmm.
What else is here on this list? Let's keep going. Oh, no. None of those. Michael Collins. Nobody talks about that.
There's a good Michael Collins movie out there. It just hasn't been made yet.
Right. Emma came out that year. Emma's great.
That's a great movie. Gwyneth is great in it.
Yeah. The Preacher's Wife came out that year.
Aw. Whitney.
One Fine Day. I like One Fine Day. The one with George Clooney and Michelle Pfeiffer. It's flawed, but I like it. That Thing You Do.
Yeah, that's a cute movie.
So cute. Actually, do we want to talk about Best Original Song? This is a good one.
Sure.
Okay. So the winner was You Must Love Me from Evita.
Oh, God.
But then the other nominees are Because You Loved Me from Up Close and Personal. That movie played at my theater forever. I had to listen to that song like 5 times a day for months. And then, but That Thing You Do from That Thing You Do is nominated. And I'm like, that's like a perfect pop song.
How did that not win?
Exactly.
Because that's the whole reason that movie exists. If that song sucked, it would have been hell.
Yeah. It kind of pisses me off just looking at the list again and seeing that it didn't win. And then who cares? There's a bunch of other bullshit on this list. Oh, and Romeo and Juliet came out that year. The Baz Luhrmann one. I'm like, I like that. The Nutty Professor.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that one's funny. Hercules.
Hercules. I love Eddie Murphy in that movie. He's hilarious.
He's really, really good. And then for Best Visual Effects is Independence Day, Dragonheart, and Twister were all nominated. But Independence Day won.
The effects were good in that movie.
Yeah. Do you remember Dragonheart?
No, I don't even know what that is.
I think that's the one with like Dennis Quaid. And it's like a talking dragon. There's like
sure.
Oh, yeah. There's a talking dragon. It has the voice of Sean Connery. And they I don't know, it's set in medieval times and they fight crime or some bullshit. Who knows? One's a good cop and one's a bad cop, and he's a dragon.
He's a dragon. He's a knight of Arthur's army. They're cops.
I totally watched that movie.
Do you want to hear some of the top songs from '96?
Yes, I do.
All right, you mentioned a couple of them, but we have "Come On Ride It," the train.
Oh my God!
By the Quad City DJs. Yep.
Come and ride the train. Ride it. Yeah. Woo woo. I love that song.
Because You Loved Me by Celine Dion.
Oh my gosh, that song.
California Love by Tupac.
I
love that song.
It's a perfect fucking song. I will
it
fight
seriously
anyone.
Is.
I'll fight anyone who says different. It's perfect.
Where It's At by Beck.
Oh, I love that song too.
I
had such a crush on Beck when Odelay came out.
He doesn't age.
No, he's another one. He's a
wizard.
Age. He's a wizard. And Odelay Beck is like, he was
perfect.
Just so fucking adorable. Everybody drank like he would wear like suits and stuff. And oh God, I had such a crush on him. Anyway, go ahead.
Wanna Be by Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I still like that song.
It's great. I love the Spice Girls. And then Pony by Genuine.
Oh. Oh my gosh, that song. I have not seen Magic Mike. Isn't that his whole thing? He dances to that song?
No, I only saw the first one, and I think he does it to Dr. Love by Kiss.
Oh.
If memory serves.
I have not seen it, so I don't remember. I also know the song Pony from Parks and Recreation, which I don't know if you watched that one.
No, I do know from that. And then one year, there was one of the Winter Olympics. There was a guy that won, and it was a Russian. He chose like a really Russian song. And somebody put it to Genuine, and it worked so much better, like to Pony. And I remember that was a thing on the internet. And it's just like, oh, that was a much better song. He wouldn't have won a gold that way, though.
That's when I love the internet the most. I'm like, internet, this is what you were here for.
Right.
You're here for shit like that. I love it.
Yeah.
You're here for helping people raise money for their Kickstarters and their, to pay for their healthcare benefits or whatever, and for shit like that. So what else are you dorking out about, Margo?
Well, something that just came up on Netflix that dropped on Friday is Between Two Ferns.
I haven't watched it yet and I want to so bad.
Oh my God. It's only like an hour and 20 minutes. It's Zach Galifianakis, and he had a series of interviews with famous people, and he played kind of this doofus that interviewed people. And this is a whole movie about it, that he goes cross country, and he gets people like Tiffany Haddish, Matthew McConaughey, Benedict Cumberbatch, Paul Rudd, David Letterman, and he just kind of riffs with them. And he plays this idiot that's interviewing these people that just kind of tolerate him. And it's so funny. And they do a thing where they have a gag reel at the end, like they do at Smoking the Bandit and the Cannonball Run movies, which I am a huge fan of. Show me the bloopers. I just want to see the bloopers. And these people are just cracking the hell up. Like it's so much fun to watch. It's just silly humor. Like, once again, if you just need an escape from the real world, I totally recommend. It's Between Two Ferns, Zach Galifianakis, and it's on Netflix right now.
So I saw the preview yesterday while I was on BART here, and it made me laugh out loud on the train. Just I was like, what is this? And actually I saw like a promoted thing on Twitter or whatever, and was like, what is this? And like played the video, and the video made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Where he's interviewing Matthew McConaughey, and like, I don't even want to repeat any of the lines because I won't do them justice, but it made me laugh really hard. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even know that was coming. Netflix surprises me every week. I never know what's coming. I'm like, does everyone else know what's coming? And I'm the one that doesn't, because every Friday I'm like, what's this?
I think AV Club announces every week what Amazon and Netflix and Hulu have coming out. And that's how I found out about it. But yeah, it's like I said, it's only like an hour and 20 minutes. It's super funny, filled with funny people. It'll help you forget about your problems. Like, I just couldn't recommend it more.
Well, every Friday on Netflix, I'm like Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. And I'm like, what's this? La, 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 la. What's this? What's this? It's a surprise. Maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I like the surprise. So I am watching a show on Amazon called Undone. It's an animated show. It's produced by the same people that are doing BoJack Horseman, and they did Tuca and Birdie, which I loved, and they didn't renew for a second season, which bummed me out. But Undone is filmed and then animated over it, kind of like that movie Waking Life.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of looks like that, and it's this really like trippy story with like a woman who her father passed away or was killed when she was younger, and then she gets into a car accident and she starts seeing her father again, and her father's played by Bob Odenkirk.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I love Bob Odenkirk. I love him.
He's great.
He's so great. He's gonna be one of those people that wins an Oscar someday, and you'll be like, remember when he was on Mr. Show? But anyway, he is like, I was murdered. You need to help me. And he's like trying to help her like bridge the gap between like the living world and the spiritual world and figure out what happened to him. And because it's animated, like it's just really cool to look at, and the story's really trippy, and you never know where it's gonna go, and it plays with time and it jumps around, and she has like a mom who is kind of thinks she's crazy because she probably is, and a sister who's getting married, and it's just like, will you help me with my wedding? But she keeps like jumping forward in time and jumping back in time, and the animation is really beautiful and the story's really trippy, and I don't think I'm doing it justice because it's kind of hard to explain. But
no, I want to watch it. You make me it sounds good.
Yeah, it's really good. They're short. It's like, 24 minutes an episode, and yeah, it's really, really good. And it's called Undone, and it's on Amazon.
I'm definitely going to check it out.
Do it.
I will.
Where can people find you on the internet, Margo?
On social media, I'm at Brooklyn Fitchick. That's for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And my blog is brooklynfitchick.com.
And we also co-host another podcast together. If you're not getting enough of us, we are also at What a Creep, where we talk about creeps. So we have like Roman Polanski, Harvey Weinstein, James Woods, Mel Gibson. We have lady creeps.
We do have lady creeps like Elizabeth Holmes, Roseanne, Betsy DeVos. Yeah. So all kinds of creeps.
Yeah, and the show's doing really well. And if you really like listening to us here, you should listen to us there. And you can find me at The Sonia Show on Twitter and thesoniashow.com. And you can find Dorking Out at dorkingout.com and Dorking Out Show on Twitter and Facebook. And, send us requests. We take requests. If there's a movie you would love to hear us talk about, we're down. We're getting ready for like kind of scary movie month for October. So if you maybe have a scary movie you think would be a good one. Somebody already suggested Poltergeist. That's already on the list.
Also, we have, November and December, what you want us to cover then.
Yeah. Like if you've got holiday movies, not holiday movies, we don't care. We do it all here. So send us requests.
And if you guys want stickers, we have stickers for Dorking Out. So do we have an email for Dorking Out?
Yeah, we do. You could just email us at dorkingoutshow@gmail.com. Thank you for reminding me, Margo. You're so smart.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Oh, no, you are.
No, but you don't own me.
I will dress in white and sing with you anywhere.
I would do the same.